Breaking news now. If Israel-Hezbollah war. The Israeli military is reportedly planning a big operation against Lebanon's Hezbollah group, raising concerns of a full-scale war. Since Hamas attacked Israel on October 7, the two sides have exchanged fire in Gaza. However, this has increased significantly in recent weeks. Hezbollah published a 9-minute drone video depicting Israeli military and civilian infrastructure, including Haifa, this week. Israeli Foreign Minister Israel Katz warned that his government was very near to the moment of decision to modify the laws against Hezbollah and Lebanon. Lancaster University Middle East expert Simon Mabin answered our important questions. How risky is it now? For months, Israel and Hezbollah, the Party of God, have exchanged cross-border fire, making the situation tense. After the October 7 bombings, many predicted an outright battle between the IDF and Hezbollah, but both sides have remained in low-intensity conflict. Any escalation could cause huge casualties on all sides. Though warfare is low, over 400 people have died in Lebanon and 30 in Israel. Both sides of the border have displaced nearly 150,000 people. Though October 7 and its aftermath have impacted the situation, Hezbollah and Israel have been in low-level combat since 1982. War in 2006 was the most significant event in history. This began after Hezbollah seized 2 Israeli soldiers near the border for a prisoner swap. Israel waged a catastrophic war to eradicate Hezbollah. Israel promoted the war internally and internationally with a similar goal to the current fight against Hamas. Nearly 2 decades later, combat memories persist. The 2006 war devastated Lebanon. Saudi Arabia, Iran, and others funded over $10 billion (7.86 billion pounds) in reconstruction. Geopolitics have changed since then. Rebuilding initiatives would be harder to finance. In Lebanon's populous cities, the death toll is expected to be high. Haifa residents in northern Israel dread Hezbollah strikes, while South Lebanon residents fear IDF attacks. Though attacks have mostly targeted military facilities, they have destroyed agriculture and forced many South Lebanon residents to flee. This has exacerbated Lebanon's economic crisis. Hezbollah has more than 1 million rockets, anti-tank weapons, suicide drones, and missiles, much of which it gets from Iran and Russia, according to recent estimates. Israel's missile armament and infrastructure are larger, but the IDF faces political, strategic, ideological, and economic obstacles, and the public and lawmakers disagree on how to respond. Netanyahu is under pressure to quit and call an election, and Benny Gantz's resignation from the war cabinet, which has since been dismantled, illustrates how fragile his situation is. How prepared is Israel to wage a war on 2 fronts, or 3, if West Bank violence rises? Israel's ability to fight 2 wars is doubtful. Rising West Bank violence challenges Israel's security apparatus. After missing Hamas' savage attack, its security infrastructure and troops are under fire, and Gaza has seen close to 40,000 deaths, millions displaced, and life shattered. Israel decides security affairs for the 3 million Palestinians in the occupied West Bank, where the Palestinian Authority has some control. About 700,000 Israeli settlers, who are illegal under international law, complicate matters. These settlers often attack Palestinians and rely on the IDF to keep them safe and maintain the security infrastructure that separates the 2 communities and controls entrance to Israel. Any change in the security picture would threaten the IDF, the Palestinian Authority, which is under pressure from Palestinians and Arab states, and Israel's domestic politics. If Israel conducts a massive offensive against Hezbollah, would it have international support? Different U.S. administrations have reinforced Benjamin Netanyahu's view of Iran as an existential threat to Israel. Though initially supportive, the Biden White House's backing has begun to erode due to growing U.S. and global dismay with Israel's Gaza operations. Israeli leaders have consistently stated that they will act alone if necessary. Allies are wavering as international groups criticize the Gaza conflict and death toll. UN votes have shown growing displeasure at Israel's behavior, while international authorities have sought legal solutions to Palestinian suffering. Like Hamas, Hezbollah is disliked. Policymakers in Washington, London, and elsewhere worry about its link with Iran, and several Western states have designated it a terrorist organization. It's crucial to Lebanon's economy and politics. Any battle with Israel might aggravate Lebanon's delicate power-sharing deal, strain the economy, and devastate urban and rural landscapes. The situation is dismal and hazardous. However, another Middle East confrontation with the possibility for more casualties and escalation is unpopular.